This is a quick review of today's class lesson. In order to do today's class lesson, you need to have the required skill of understanding the difference between factors and multiples. I'm going to do a review of how to find factors and then a review of how to find multiples. We'll start with factors. We're going to look at the numbers 8 and 12. So the factors of 8 are all the different numbers you would use in pairs to get 8 by multiplying. So 1 times 8 is 8, and 2 times 4 is 8. Those are the only ways you can get 8 by multiplying. So the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. The factors of 12 you would find using the same idea. Start with the lowest number, 1. 1 times 12 is 12. Then see if 2 goes in. 2 times 6 is 12. See if 3 divides into 12. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 goes into 12 4 times. And then remember, I would keep going until I see some repetition. So 4 times 3 is 12. Since I've already have those factors, I don't need to write them down. What I want to write down are all the factors in order from low to high. We worked a lot on this last week. We did several numbers, so the factors of 12 from low to high are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. And the factors of 8 are 1, 2, 4, and 8. The multiples are different. The multiples are the numbers that you find when you multiply 8 by 1. So 8 times 1 is 8. Then multiply 8 by 2. 8 times 2 is 16. Then multiply 8 by 3. 8 times 3 is 24. In other words, you're counting by 8s. 8 times 4 is 32. Then 40. Then 48. And so on and so forth. So far I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 multiples of 8. If I wanted the next multiple of 8, I would do 8 times 7, 56. 8 times 8, 64, and I could just keep going. There is an infinite number of multiples. When you look at factors, there's always a finite list. The list does not go on and on. With the multiples, the list always goes on and on. So let's practice the multiples of 12. The multiples of 12 are 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 12 is 36. 4 times 12 is 48. 5 times 12 is 60. 6 times 12 is 72. 7 times 12 is 84. And then 8 times 12 is 96. And this list goes on and on, but I'm going to stop there, just so you can stop and look at how we find multiples. Today's lesson is mostly about multiples. So I'm going to close off the left-hand side of the page. We're going to just focus on multiples. We're actually going to focus on multiples and finding something called the least common multiple. And we're going to find the least common multiple of the numbers 8 and 12. So when you look at these list ups here, when you look at the multiple of 12, the first one, what I want you to do is look and see if you see a 12 up here. There's no 12 in this list. So 12 is not common. Now look at 24. And look up at the list again, there's a 24 here. So 24 is a common multiple of 8 and 12. Let's see if there's some more common multiples. The next multiple of 12 is 36, but there's no 36 up here because it would be between 32 and 40. The next multiple is 48, and there is a 48, so 48 is also a common multiple. So one thing you need to understand how to find tonight is the least common multiple, which means least is the smallest, so the smallest of the numbers that are circled. The smallest common multiple of 8 and 12 is 24, because 24 is the first common multiple that appears, and it's less than 48. You have to practice this in today's homework. In problems 1 and problem 6 in today's homework, you will be asked to do that. I'll do sample problem number 4 for you. So number 4 is asking you to list all of the multiples of 9. And if you get stuck on this, try to do as many as you can without a calculator. And then if you need to pull out a calculator, use the calculator. So 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 2 is 18. 9 times 3 is 27. 9 times 4 is 36. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 6 is 54. 9 times 7 is 63. 9 times 8 is 72. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 10 is 90. And 9 times 11 is 99. And you stop there because the book is asking you to find the common multiples from 1 to 100. So we're going to compare 9 to 10. So now we'll do the multiples of 10. Much easier. 10 times 1 is 10. We're basically just counting by tens. 10 times 2 is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Now look for the common multiples. There's no 10 up here. There's no 20 up here. We're looking for a number that's common to both. So since all of these numbers end in a 0, really one strategy would be to scan until we find a number that ends in a 0. So 90 is the first common multiple of 9 and 10. So we say the least common multiple, or the LCM, is 90. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close here. So now you should be able to try the homework and come back to class tomorrow, and we'll go over questions.